Good morning, sunshines.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Yeah, we'll help Michael get ready for his trip. He's going to Mexico tomorrow. Buenos dias.
Thank you.
Buenos días. Mi gente. Hola.
Ooh, you're actually.
Hola, mi gente. I used to impersonate Gloria Estefan.
Ah, I got you. That's right.
I speak Spanglish.
Glad you're here, everybody. If you got a phone, it's a great way to keep in touch with friends and family far and wide. We're going to invite you to make sure those are turned off, silent, vibrate, whatever that needs to be so it doesn't ring. We're going to turn off that technology and turn on the technology of our
Heart.
Thank you, Michael Davitt. Participation. Yeah, brother. All righty. You guys can stand if you want and move around a little bit. This is a Faith Rivera song that is one of my favorites, and I was very fortunate to get to watch and listen to Faith perform this. Of course, not only here when she was here, but also at a pajama jam, which would be a lot of fun for us to do sometime. A pajama jam, where everybody dresses in their pajamas, and we set up a little theme kind of a thing here, and everybody sits around and we play songs.
I love it.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like fun. Get that on a
So I
calendar.
got to hear her do this song. Coming together, let's have some fun. I got love, I got peace, got joy flowing like a river. Yeah, I got love, I got peace, got joy flowing like a river. One heart, one mind, one love, flowing like a river. I got hope, I got faith to move every mountain. Lost my place. I hope, got strength, got faith to move every mountain. One heart, one mind, one love, move every mountain. I got you, got me, I got us, coming together. I got you, got me, I got us, coming together. One heart, one mind, one love, coming together. All right, everybody clap your hands to the rhythm of the beat. Gonna make a sound like a funky tree. Yeah, Michelle roll. Come on, girl. Coming around one more time. Here we go. Coming together.
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 That's what I'm talking about. One heart, one mind, one love, coming together.
Before you sit down this time. Yay. All right, we're going to do our opening affirmations in our absolutely glorious outdoor voices. Here we go. Repeat after me. I am. I am that I am. I am prosperous. I am loved and I am loved. I say yes to my divine appointment. I am an author of the impossible. I am a living miracle. I am the light. I am the light. I am the light. And so it is. Yay. very light of God. There's a light that shines in this room, and we live and move in its glow. In this moment, there's a oneness, the truth of who we are. We are the light, the very light of God. We are the light, the very light of God. So I invite us, beloveds, just to begin to take some breaths inside of this light that we are, inside of this divinity that we are. Just allowing this breath to relax you, to center you, to allow you to be fully here, fully now. And I invite you just to breathe inside of the sacredness of this gathering, sensing into the unity of our intentions that have drawn us here. As you breathe in, I invite you to imagine drawing in the breath of life itself, knowing that this breath is not just air. It is the essence of all living things. It is the invisible thread that connects all of creation. Feel this connectivity coming in with each breath, allowing it to fill your lungs, fill your body with this very vital life energy. With every inhale, envision drawing in the universe's infinite wisdom. And with every exhale, imagine releasing all that no longer serves you. And let your breath establish a natural rhythm with this in-breath, this out-breath. Drawing in the universe's infinite wisdom, letting go of what no longer serves. Feel the sacredness of this very moment, this nanosecond of time. This divine dance of breath that sustains all of life. Now I invite you to shift your awareness to your heart center, the space of your true essence. And as you breathe in, feel this area expanding with love, expanding with compassion. As you breathe out of your heart, sense this love, sending it outward to those that are around you, to all those that are with us virtually, to all those who will watch the recording of this service later. And then on your next out breath, send this beautiful energy out into the world. Imagine it wrapping itself around the earth. Continuing this in-breath and this out-breath, this flow of giving and receiving with every breath. I invite you to allow this awareness to be part of this service, part of your very beingness. Through everything that is said, through all the prayers that are prayed, through every song that is sung. Feel the sacredness of this exchange. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes.
And behold, you open your eyes. And my name is Don Fouts, and I'm honored to do the special reading this morning. The word for today is sacred expectancy. The affirmation, My heart ever holds the promise of love. Should we say that together? My heart ever holds the promise of love. And Emily Dickinson has said, the soul should always stand ajar, ready to welcome the ecstatic experience. And from Lisa, the spirit of Advent is the spirit of open-hearted expectancy. Our faith weaves an intricate swaddling cloth, shiny threads of light designed to perfectly enfold the miracle and magic of the Christ child within us. We bear the fruits of love's steadfastness in holding the high watch this season through wanting, waiting, and welcoming. In my wanting to live the next highest expression of my Christ self, I am immersed in the interconnection and reciprocity of the universe. I am knowing that it is not possible for me to desire anything that is not desiring me in return. I release my attachment to form and gratefully take rest in the strength and promise of this mutual allurement. In my waiting to live the next highest expression of my Christ self, I am captured by the magnificent vision of love's limitless possibilities. Through the eyes of my faith, I behold the vibrant imminence of our new world and become its living conduit into manifestation. In my welcoming of the next highest expression of my Christ self, everything in me that is not equivalent to this high vibration falls away. I light a candle in my heart as this new expansiveness. I light a candle in my heart as this new expansiveness finds its way home. My soul ever stands ajar in welcoming this ecstatic experience, in living this very sacred expectancy. And I hold this to be true for me, even if it sounds a little challenging. And the affirmation together. My heart ever holds the promise of love. And thank you, John. A little ta-da as we move into the announcements. Have you ever had your music described as a ta-da? You'll never know, but I love these people. John and Michelle and Lisa. And there's some others in here, particularly Ira the Great and Marcia. Anyway, the list goes on. So, let's do our thank yous and invitations. We will read our identity and our purpose statement together. Our identity, we are family for each other, welcoming, nurturing, and awakening one another at death. And our purpose, birthing the new human as the face of evolving love on the planet. And we're going to get a little more of this birthing exercise today, as described in Lisa's anticipation of her message. All right, so we do have some ongoing events. The first one listed here is the Life Reflection Cafe. This is on Mondays, live only here. Join Jamie Jett and friends for a small group discussion of what's on their hearts. And my understanding, it is phenomenal to attend this. So you're welcome to join. We have a midweek inspiration on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. It goes for 45 minutes. And this is Zoom only. So if you do want to attend, you'll need to register on our website to get the Zoom link. And again, that's Wednesdays at 1. And a course in miracles, Thursdays at 6 o'clock. It will not be happening this week because we have a concert. Did I just say a concert? We have a musical extravaganza on Thursday. More about that in a moment. And Valerie would like you to know that the Coins for a Cause, you can bring your cans a week from now if you didn't bring your can today. There are a lot of cans outstanding, and so you can deliver those either on Thursday or Sunday of next week, and that will be good. So speaking of concerts, we've got quite an event coming up on Thursday.
We do.
Yeah, featuring you,
Me.
Patty, Michelle, Missy, Lisa, Danny Rio, Danita, and more. And by the way, Danita's listed last year, but she is a musical phenom.
She's great.
So yeah.
William's going to do a song.
And
An original tune.
wow.
Yeah, he will. And also, we have a new addition to that program as well.
Yeah.
Another performer is going to come in and sing.
Yeah.
Heather Kefales, my friend Heather.
Wow.
Yeah.
The list goes on.
It's,
Bring it on.
So, 5 o'clock, the doors open, concert starts at 6, there's a silent auction, there's a raffle, tickets are $20, but nobody has refused entry, and we'll see you there. Except for me, I'll be in Disneyland, Orlando, but that's another story. It's my birthday next Friday. I wish I was going to be here next Sunday so you could sing to me, but never mind. No. I did not mean to open the door for y'all to sing to me.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, I love that. You are so special.
Where's the party?
Yeah.
I manifested that.
There's a party coming in. Okay, next Sunday after service, Joan Johnson will be delivering the Discovering You in Unity. If you're new to the congregation and you want to discover a little bit deeper about this Unity Church and the history of Unity, Joan will be sharing that after service next week. And Friday, December 12th, Michael Dabby, you're not going to be here for the opening. You're going to be in Mexico?
No, I will be here.
You will be back.
I come back that early afternoon.
All right, fantastic. So the opening mic listening room has all of its attendees.
And Danny will be here too.
And Danny will be here to help. And that is Friday, December 12th, 7 to 9 p.m. And Lisa, you want to say something about the Unity of Las Vegas Pledge Drive? Or should we just remind you? Yes, you're on.
I will say something briefly, yeah. We're in the experience of expressing our prosperity with our giving, and I'm very excited about the energy that is behind this pledge drive. And so I invite you, if you have not, do you have any of those pledge cards with you right now?
No, but if they see me afterwards,
Okay.
I'll get it.
All right, everyone will see Kathy that would like to make a pledge for us. And that's just a way of letting us know all the amazing types of things that we can do to be of service to the planet. And I'm going to ask Ira, I don't see Ira, but I know he's around here somewhere. He's in the back. Ira! Is he coming?
Yeah.
Okay. Ira, I was wondering if you would come forward and just share a little bit about feeding the homeless, because some of these things that we do are not necessarily visible on Sundays, but we are making an amazing impact on the world.
Yeah, we started feeding the homeless at St. Timothy's Episcopal Church in Old Town Henderson back when we were in Henderson. And then times got tougher. We used to just cut up the food and serve it, and they would buy it. And then they asked us to, actually, can you guys buy it and serve it? And it's a great experience. We give them a sit-down dinner and we serve them. And they've even bought, they have real plates now and silverware. During the pandemic, we had to give them to-goes. But people are really good people. And there are people walking in, that you could tell have a substance abuse issue. There's a few of them. But everybody takes care of each other. And I had one interesting sharing. So before the pandemic, and I was washing dishes, and there's a big African-American guy next to me. I mean, he's big. And we were just talking about how the Raiders are coming. And he went really quietly, I was a Raider. And he was a wide receiver. And he was a big boy, but he's just a receiver, on the football field. And he blew out his knee before they knew how to do knee surgeries. And he said, I'm not going to do that. That's a year and a half. But that's the kind of people. There's all kinds of people, show up. One time I'm in the church, I'm in there, and somebody comes and dumps stuff off, donating, and left, and it was a member of the band Journey. So, there's just, everybody gives, and it's a very heartwarming, and I go down there myself on Tuesdays just to help. And because I'm pretty close, I'm on the edge of Henderson, so.
Is it in January?
January 3rd.
Yeah, we're the first Saturday in January we will be there. We get all the holidays. We get July 4th. We get New Year's. We get a lot of stuff. So.
Thank you.
That's because we bring the party.
Yeah.
And Amy and I have volunteered several times. And it is a great experience. All right, so we're going to move into our prayer segment. During this segment, if you have not filled out a prayer request, the ushers will bring you a slip. And the meditation or the contemplation for this segment is, through the eyes of my faith, I behold the vibrant eminence of our new world and become its living conduit into manifestation. And so, take it away, John and Michelle.
The first Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay tending their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of They looked up and saw a star shining in the east beyond them far, and to the earth it gave a light, and so it continued both day and night. And by Born is the King of Israel. Born is the King of
Thank you, Joe. Dawn. Joe, you are a lovely voice today, as usual. And funny how we go right from Thanksgiving into Christmas. It's like a month away. But I won't complain. The first Noel. Okay, so let's know the truth. The truth. That you are incredible, that you are abundant beyond what you can even imagine. And it is in this gratitude, this gratefulness, this thanksgiving, that your abundance and your love and the relationships of harmony collaboration. There is so much to be grateful for. And we are grateful for each other and this music and Lisa's teaching. And there is nothing ever that can keep us from our greatest good. Thank you, God, that this is so. Amen.
Everybody sing along. Use me, oh God, I stand for you. Here out of mine as you show me all that I must do. Come on, show me all that I must do.
Thank you. And so, as Don was saying, guess what? We're like in the Christmas season now. How did this happen? Like just Thursday, we were still in fall and having Thanksgiving. I actually remember that there was a time when you didn't put up your Christmas ornaments until after Thanksgiving. Do you remember that? I remember as a child, it almost was this kind of like law almost, that you just absolutely did not do that. You could not see and behold any Christmas ornaments or any decorations before Thanksgiving, but that has changed. Have you noticed that? If you look in the stores and whatnot, it's like, oh my, okay, we have Christmas already. But that's a wonderful thing because we have an opportunity to really celebrate this special time that we call Advent. And so we're going to have a series that is based on that. And the name of it is Birthing the New Human, a Sacred Odyssey. And so there are several things that are kind of all mapped up in that. And the whole thing about Advent, it really marks a very special time. And it's a time of year between conception and birth. And so, of course, metaphysically, you can think about this several times during the year because we're always conceiving of an amazing divine idea that needs to have a gestation process before it is actually birthed into reality. So we have an opportunity during this season to really embrace that entire process as we are celebrating a very specific birth, which is the birth of the Christ within. We can also hold that larger picture of how we are always doing this, and we can kind of use this season sort of as training wheels, so to speak. And so we're going to do that inwardly, and we're going to do that outwardly, and we're going to do it through ceremony. And so we're going to really take a time to take a look at different ceremonies during the next few weeks that can really support us in this process. And so next week we have the amazing Reverend Florence is going to come and is going to be speaking to us about the power of life, which of course is divinely ordained to be that last power of the month and to be right in the middle of the Christmas season, because that's really what we are talking about. And that very much is the Christ message about having the vitality of life while we're here in our physical bodies and how to have that more abundantly. So she will be speaking to us about that. Then on the 14th, we will have a ritual called communion, which normally is not something that's celebrated in Unity churches, but I feel that it's a really sacred, a very sacred type of ritual, and it's really designed to support us in having a fully embodied experience of the Christ. Because if you really think about the symbology of the blood of the Christ, the body of the Christ, and taking that in. It's divine. It's really designed to really create this amazing beloved relationship between you and the divine, and for you to really experience an exquisite type of intimacy, and also for you to claim for yourself your own divine identity. So we'll be doing that through the communion service on the 14th. Then we will have a joint service with CSL on the 21st, and that will be a candle lighting service. And that's another theme that's really very sacred for this particular time of year. And I love this particular ceremony that's called the Advent Garden, and I keep seeing it happening here in the sanctuary without the chairs. And so one day this is going to occur. But it's a ceremony that we have done at the Waldorf School for many years with adults and children, where you have evergreens in a spiral. And in the center of the spiral stands a beautiful angel with a candle. And so each person takes their unlit candle and walks the entire spiral, and then they have their candle lit by the angel, and then they return out. And so that's really speaking about the winter solstice. It's really the beauty of this time of year, that even though it seems like the days are getting shorter and we're moving into a darker time, the darkness, the purpose of the darkness is always to illuminate the light. And it gives us an opportunity to really go within and to find that light. So that symbolizes that. And so this idea of the lighting of the candle of this time of year really helps us to emphasize both of those. And then we will have a burning bowl ceremony on the 28th. That is a very beloved ceremony in Unity. That will be led by Jamie Chetty. And it's an opportunity at the end of the year for us to really examine, what are we ready to really let go of? What do we not want to take into the new year? And so we have a whole ceremony around just really letting go of stuff. And we've had a lot of very powerful things occur. And whenever we have a group of people that are doing things, like people in Unity churches, but other places as well, are all doing these ceremonies around this time of year. So that creates kind of an exponential transformation that happens kind of globally, and so all of these are very powerful for that reason. And then on the 4th of January, we will have a white stone ceremony. And so it's a perfect type of thing after you have let go of everything that no longer serves. We are a new creation, right? We're not the same that we were before we let go of all that. And so that is a ceremony for you to really look within and say, who am I now? And in the Bible, when that happened, you would actually get a new name. And so it's an opportunity for us with our little white stones. We're going to write on there either a new name or new affirmation, new adjective, something that really describes this new being that we are, that we can really live into for the entire year coming forward. So those are some of the things that we're going to do. And from an inward standpoint, Advent really points to something that can be kind of uncomfortable for us because we don't like to wait. Has anyone noticed that human beings don't like waiting for things? Like there's that point where you're excited about something that's coming, and that's when the seed is planted, right? That's conception. You're excited about something coming, but it's not here yet. And so the mind tends to do things that make us uncomfortable about that, right? We have a difficulty with what to do with this desire for these things that are still out there in the ethers. And, you know, how do we really, how do we wait? What do we do with our mind and our hearts and our bodies? What do we do? And how do we position ourselves to actually welcome what is coming? And so we were talking about that a little bit in the special reading, and saying, in my wanting to live the next highest expression of my Christ self, I am immersed in the interconnection and reciprocity of the universe. I am knowing that it is not possible for my heart to desire anything that is not desiring me in return. I release my attachment to any form, and I gratefully take rest in the strength and promise of mutual allurement. And so that kind of gives our mind and our heart something to do. So we are focusing not on lack as we're waiting, but we're really immersed in the idea that our good is coming to us. And every nanosecond, there is always this reciprocity that is going back and forth between our heart's desire and the desire of the universe to give us everything that our hearts desire. So we can rest in that knowingness and inside of that consciousness. The next is the waiting piece. So in my waiting to live the next highest expression of my Christ self, I am captured by the magnificent vision of love's limitless possibilities. Through the eyes of my faith, I behold the vibrant immanence of our new world, and I become its living conduit into manifestation. So this again gives our mind something to do, and really recognizing, and we talked about the different aspects of the mind, that there are 3 aspects of the mind, and one of them is the imaginal mind, and that's our ability to really tap into possibility. And this is not the same thing as, you know, when someone tells you you're just making something up and you're imagining it, so it's not that. This is actually tapping into limitless possibilities through faith, and that's what we do in our waiting. Then the third one is in my welcoming of the next highest expression of my Christ self, everything in me that is not equivalent to this high vibration falls away. I light a candle in my heart as this new expansiveness finds its way home. My soul ever stands ajar in welcoming this ecstatic experience and living this very sacred expectancy. And so I really love the teaching of manifestation now that talks about, like, you can't really make stuff happen. You're not really in control. I know your minds might be listening, but you're not really in control. That's not really what manifestation is about, but you can definitely welcome it. You can be a beautiful conduit. You can be a welcoming atmosphere. You can create that in your mind and in your heart and your body, so that you bring everything in. So this is that welcoming. So during this series, we're going to be using this term, birthing the new human, and birthing the Christ within synonymously. We're going to be going back and forth with that. And we're familiar with this term, birthing the new human, because that's our mission. This is what we're doing here. And it's really about recognizing, of course, that this is something that is occurring within you, and birthing the new human as the face of evolving love on the planet has, of course, a very large and a global reach. But this is something that we begin the work of within ourselves. So we're going to be focusing from that standpoint. And focusing on also the birthing the Christ within. I mean, this really is our legacy that we want to leave forward for the universe. This is what we are about. In our religious work, everything that we're doing here is really about that Christ consciousness and really moving into that understanding of how we can really claim that, breathe that, and live that more and more fully. So we'll be working with both of those. And the other thing to consider is with both of these, the universe is a verb. Sometimes I wish I could get rid of nouns because there's a tendency to create this static thinking, you know, in your mind that this is this thing and this is just how it is. And as we spoke about in our last series, we are these amazing creative beings. And because this is what the universe does. It is creating itself out of love all the time, and this is what we are. And so as we speak about these terms, the new human, the Christ within, these are evolutionary ideas. These are parts of ourselves that are alive, that are creative, that are also evolving and changing. So we're going to look at that. All right, so birthing the new human is not the kind of thing everybody understands. Have you noticed that? I don't know if you're going out and people say, so what do you do at your church? Well, we birthed the new human. It's the face of love on the planet. People wouldn't quite get what that is. And we've been playing with that over the years. And I think it's about 1.5 years or so ago, we actually had an exercise here where each person became the voice of the new human. And we had pieces of paper that we wrote down what the new human was saying through you. And it was a really beautiful exercise. And I collected all of those, and then I added mine in there, and then I gave it all to ChatGPT, and then I rewrote what ChatGPT said. So this has a lot of creative collective energy. And then John and I have recorded it. So we have it on YouTube. You can go to and listen to it at any point. But I would like to play that now just so that we can really step into that particular energy and consciousness, and also so that you can hear your own channeling, because this is something that we channel collectively. So even if you weren't here, I want you to just imagine that this is something that we are collective channeling in this recording. So if we could play the video. I am the new human. Within the celestial tapestry, I embody the essence of peace and eternity. I dwell in the harmony of all of existence, living as a beacon of inner peace, unconditional love, and profound connectivity with all of creation. My journey is one of perpetual awakening, each day blossoming with the joy of the newly emergent, each day blossoming with gratitude for ever-deepening consciousness. I exist not just among people, but as part of a grand cosmic orchestra, tuned to the frequencies of divine love and wisdom. Within my heart glows the healing blue light of serenity, a calm beacon in stormy seas. My spirit floats in the realm of infinite possibilities, constantly open to the mysteries of miraculous love. My every breath carries the essence of my purpose to live as the interconnectedness of every being, past, present, and those yet to come. My very beingness transmits the wisdom of the ages, carved from my voyage through time. All those within my vibration know of the love of the Creator and know that they too are manifestations of this boundless love. I am you as you are me. Together we are woven into the fabric of all of existence. I embody the cosmic certainty that nurtures faith deep within the hearts of the many, the inner knowingness of truth. My presence is a gentle yet powerful force, ever opening, ever generous, in service to an evolving world. Thus, I move through the cosmos a victorious spirit, nurturing within sublime mystery the evolution of love, and forever expanding the realms of what could be possible through this love. My existence is not confined to the limits of time. I am eternal, yet I am here. I have always been here, and I will always be with you. I love you, always and forever. Breathe into that and allow that to be present with us during this Advent season. So, today we're going to be looking at Advent from the standpoint of the Christmas story, but we're going to have a little bit of a different spin on it. So the name of the lesson for today is The Star, the Sheep, and the Manger. 3 voices from the edge of wonder. So story, as we have discussed many times, is something that is extremely powerful. And it's really a way, I like to look at story as a teacher of wholeness. And when I was in the Waldorf school, we recognized the power of this with teaching for children. Because children had this ability, didn't have as many filters as adults. And so if you told them a story about something, they could see how all the different forces within them are working. Because they would naturally, be the bad guys in there, would be the good guys, there would be, you could watch it in their faces, how they lived through all of that. But a story allows us the ability to see how all these parts are within us, within harmony, and how they want to live together. And so, of course, the Christmas story is an ancient and absolutely amazing story. And you can tell when things live on that they really have what I call an archetypal nature to them, which means it's less about the actual event and more about how this is a story that's true for every human. That every human can find something in this story over and over again that teaches us how to be human, how to be divine, how to really navigate being here on the planet. And so we have the Christmas story as such an amazing teacher for us. And many of us are familiar with the Christmas story. I could ask any one of you to stand up. Could you just tell us what the Christmas story is? And then you could go through that. And what tends to happen sometimes is that you can kind of fall asleep in what's familiar. Have you noticed that? I mean, no one here, but you may know of people at home that have this particular tendency that if you repeat something over and over again, it's like you begin to not be as conscious with it as you were when you heard it for the first time. And so we're going to look at the Christmas story differently this time. We're going to look at it through the eyes of the star, and through the eyes of the sheep, and through the eyes of the manger. And all of these characters, of course, were in the story, but we never really had given them voices, right? To tell, well, what is it that they were experiencing, and and how does that really bring the story to life even more? So I want you to imagine, and we've just talked about the fact that we are birthing the new human. We are also birthing the Christ within us. We have these forces, amazing birth forces going on. And so I want you to imagine for a moment, who would you choose to tell your story of birthing the new human within you, or birthing the Christ within? Who would you choose to tell your story? Would it be the star? Would it be the sheep? Or would it be the manger? So I want you to think about that. I will give you an opportunity to change your mind later, but for right now, I want you to think about that. And I'm wondering who has the mic, and do you have the mic, Don? So we could go around. Who would like to kind of play with this idea? Who do you choose? For now, you can only pick one. The star, the sheep, or the manger. Who would you pick and why?
The star, because it is the light of God
Ah,
within us. That's why we pick the star.
beautiful. Okay.
Well, I'm thinking about the physical, the earth perspective, and to, how we can relate to dogs and that, the emotional intelligence, and that sheep has emotional intelligence. So I'm, that's real earthy, and I'm going with
I vote the star. The star was a symbol of the universe coming into alignment for the event to occur.
I picked the manger because it's the one that supports baby Jesus and allows her mother to have a place for her baby to be safe.
Yeah, I think I would choose the star again. It's like astrology, in that your whole life is ruled by stars and controlled by stars. So this idea that stars are part of your existence, telling a star would be more meaningful than, I think, a sheep or a manger. Sheep is stupid. And manger is just an object, where stars have a power of their own.
Anyone else? All right.
Thank you. I would choose the manger as the accommodating factor. It is the setting for everything that happens during that happening.
Well, we have a manger contingency in here, which I like. There was actually a joke that said the only reason Jesus was born in a manger is that Mary's HMO did not cover anything else. So I'm picking the manger because there shouldn't be a hierarchy of lesser and greater than, because we're all equal in spirit. So you can imagine how exciting the manger is to say, oh, for the first time in my life, I am equal to everybody else. So thank you, Spirit.
Beautiful. Okay, one more.
Yeah, I'm in the star camp, and just thinking of stars and births, the way I understand, I'm not an expert, but the way I understand astrology, the stars, the constellations have to be in a certain arrangement for the energy of each star to help bring the soul into the body.
I love that. And I love how, all three are represented. That's, awesome. All righty. So we're now going to give each of the three of these a voice. So I'm going to tell the story of each of these. And I want you, as you're listening to this, to really think again, to think about the one that you are holding in your mind and wondering, is this still the one I'm going to go with, or now am I going to sleep over here and be with the sheep, or am I going to be with the star or the manger? So we'll begin with the star. Now the star has actually waited a long time to speak. Billions and billions of years. And it doesn't really narrate this story, it kind of resonates. And the star's version of the story is not really a biography, it's more of a frequency map. It's a song of alignment in the field of becoming. So the star speaks. I was not assigned this task. No angel summoned me. No God commanded. I felt a shift in the fabric of the universe, a tremor in the web, a rearrangement of longing in the universe. The earth exhaled a question into the sky, and it said, "Is it time for love to take form once again?" And then something ancient in me said, "Yes, it's time. There is now a readiness." And so I moved, not towards a civic point, but into attunement. I glowed, not to guide, but to resonate, to echo the arrival of a love that is too vast to stay invisible. And there were those who noticed me, the wise ones, the wild ones, the restless ones. They followed me, not because of the light that you see with your eyes, but because of the invitation that's hidden in my light. They weren't looking for power, they weren't looking for fame, they were looking for vibration and pulse. And when they arrived, I didn't point, I radiated. And even now, I still radiate. I radiate with every quiet birth, with every dramatic birth, with every moment that love chooses form again, even when the world isn't ready. So if you chose the star, what it means is that you have this ability to track emergence, that you have the sense of what is on the horizon for the next highest expression of love. That you don't seek to control, you don't seek to dominate, but you bring your frequency into alignment. You glow rather than direct. You have this tendency to trust the field's intelligence and to know when something sacred is about to be born. It feels when love is becoming local and says, "I will shine for this." So that's the star. So next we have the sheep. So the sheep is not an observer from above, but a body that is close to the ground. It doesn't interpret events, it feels them. It doesn't need religion, it doesn't need theology. It has wool and hooves and gut, and it feels from there. The sheep's vision of Christmas story is non-verbal. It's a knowingness. It's a tremble of recognition. It's a homing instant towards the sacred. And so the sheep now speaks. I don't understand words. I don't live in the world of words. But the air shifted that night. And the cold turned to something rounder. The wind became still, like it was listening to something. And then something inside of me, that part of me that knows where the wolves are, that part of me that knows how to find water without a map, those parts of me began to twitch. I looked up at my shepherd, and he was staring at a star. So we moved. Not towards a destination, but we were just being pulled by something. And when we arrived, there was no explanation. There was the scent of milk. There was the sound of the baby's breath. There was a sound of stillness, like the world was holding something. I curled up near the straw. My body made a boundary around this newness. I didn't know who he was. I only needed to be near what had just changed. And so, if you are thinking that the sheep is the one who would tell your story, then you're one that really carries a relational type of innocence, which is not an ignorance, it's an unguarded attunement. Being able to have a knowingness that comes from your beingness, from your gut. From the sheep's perspective, the birth isn't about prophecy or power. It's about feeling a shift in the relational field, trusting instinct over information, moving towards warmth and sound and presence, offering comfort without compassion, without comprehension. The sheep doesn't name the sacred, it nuzzles it. It doesn't bear witness, it bears witness. The sheep says, I didn't need to understand the miracle to curl up beside it. So that's the sheep. So you can think in your mind, should the sheep tell your story? Next we have the manger. I don't know anyone that's ever let the manger have a voice. All this time I've heard the Christmas story. The manger, the low wooden vessel, the accidental altar. You guys have an accidental altar at home? The manger is not active, not knowing, not chosen. It's simply there, present, available, and willing to hold. It's not the loud voice of agency, but it's the quiet yes of readiness. The kind that's born in stillness and surrender. It's not elegant, but it has grain and it has breath. So we'll now allow the manger to speak. I was not meant for this. I was built to hold hunger. Rough hands have shaped me, not to cradle the divine, but to keep the animals fed. I was filled with straw. I was sometimes filled with slop. There were always splinters. But that night, someone looked at me differently. They cleared the straw with tender hands. They laid him in me, a baby, a breath, a weight I hadn't known that I could hold. I didn't shine, I didn't speak, I just stayed. I let the sacred rest in my imperfection. And for once, what I was made for didn't matter. What I was used for became holy. Ever since I've known, it's not being ready that matters, it's being available. And so if you pick the manger as the one that should tell your story, the manger carries the capacity of holding, not as performance, but as structural generosity. And it teaches us that the sacred doesn't require perfection. Love doesn't wait for pristine conditions. Any structure, even one meant for feeding animals, can become an altar. So the willingness to hold without understanding has its own grace to it. not flinching when the holy needed something and a place to land. That's what made it trustworthy. Because every manger moment whispers, you weren't made for this, but you're ready anyway. So I invite us to breathe inside of those three and see if how they are living within us. Because again, these are archetypal characteristics, and so technically, we are all three of those. Is anyone that noticed that? When I was reading, did you find parts of you that were the star, parts of you that were the sheep, parts of you that were the manger? We are all of those things. And so what I want to do now is just to invite us to take a few deep breaths and to be with that largeness. And to be with all of these ways that the universe is asking us to be with this amazing story of Advent that we have heard so many times through our lifetime. I invite us to breathe inside of this birthing experience that we're invited into in the Advent season. And allow it to be breathed into your mind, into your imagination, into your faith. Allow it to be breathed into your heart, and feeling that deep inner connection between what we conceive through our faith and what is flowing towards us in this very moment. And I invite us to be in the full embodiment. Feel that sheep energy, part of you that doesn't need explanations, that doesn't even need words, that has a deep knowingness. There's a part of you that says to all of these truth principles, of course, that can live and breathe inside of that grounded isness. Allow yourself to be in all three of these. They are not designed to be contradictory. They're designed to be playmates. So allowing each one of you to awaken this amazing season for you in a new way. To show you its unique face of love. And to touch this part of you that is truly the new human, that is wanting to come into this world even more strongly. This part of you in you that is the Christ presence, waiting to be born newly in you and as the world. I invite you to breathe into this expansiveness, into this depth of all of these invitations, to allow them to resonate in your entire being, to send them out into the world, seeing the world with its arms out, ready to receive what you uniquely have to offer. Feeling that meeting, feeling that touching. And knowing that you yourself are an amazing sacred being. That you have a unique gift. You have something no one else can offer in this amazing transformative experience the planet is going through. Allow yourself to be acknowledged. And every single person here to be acknowledged. Breathe in these beautiful truths. And on your next exhale, you may open your eyes. So I want to would take this time to acknowledge who's in the room. This is always this amazing mystical experience that is co-created with the divine energies, that no one here is here by mistake. And so I am so very grateful for us co-creating what we've been co-creating together. And I would like to acknowledge and welcome those who are with us virtually, our family, and if there's anyone that is here for the first time, we're so happy that you're here. We can't see you with our eyes, but we feel your presence. And we feel the essential quality that you bring that makes what wants to happen here possible. So thank you so much for being here. I'd like to acknowledge anyone that may be here for the very first time. If this is you, we would love for you to stand. We have a couple of gifts that we would like to offer you. All righty. Okay. All right, so next we will honor those who are here with us physically, our in-house Sangha, giving you an opportunity to stand, run wildly around the room, hugging each other and greeting each other in the spirit of Sayubona, which means we see you.
Welcome to the season. 'Tis the season. And as you saunter back to your seats, we are going to take a love offering. If I knew any jokes, I would tell them, but I'm not a joke teller. Much. All right. So, if you will, hold your gift in your hand, and we'll say this affirmation together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So the ushers will pick those up, and the music team will jingle jangle.
Still, 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 one can hear the falling snow, for all is hushed Holy star, its vigil keeping, still, still, still. One can hear the falling snow. Sleep, sleep, sleep. 'Tis the eve of the Christ child's birth. The night is peaceful all around you. Close your eyes, let sleep surround you. Sleep, sleep, sleep. 'Tis the eve of the Christ child's birth. Dream, dream, dream of the joyous day to come, while guardian angels without number watch you as you sweetly slumber. Dream, dream, dream of the joyous day to come.
Wow. And maybe you can relate to this. When I moved to Las Vegas, I swear I did not feel a sense of Christmas. Maybe Christmas Eve on the day of Christmas, but today, this year, I'm feeling it as a result of this service. Uh-oh. Rut-row. I don't know what December is going to be. All right, bring these prayer requests up. This is the abundance prayer? All right, let's do it. I am feeling abundance standing here with Marcia and Kathy in a collective Holy Spirit of lives with tremendous experience, filled with grace, filled with love, filled with the knowing that we are eternal, and this abundance never stops. So thank you, God, and may the finances of every individual here grow 1,000-fold in this season of love. And our relationships hold a beauty and a heartfelt joy. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
So it is now time for our closing blessing. And so I invite us just to put our hands on our hearts to receive. May you go forth like the star to shimmer in resonance with what is quietly being born. May your presence illuminate every conversation, every circumstance, every thought. May you walk like the sheep, soft-bellied and alert, trusting the pull of warmth over the map of explanation. May your body become your guide, and your yes emerge from feeling, not performance. And may you rest like the manger, unpolished, unprepared, but still willing to hold what is sacred, small, and unfinished. May you remember you do not need to be perfect to be a cradle for love. This season may wonder find you on the edges in the straw beneath the stars. And may you be changed by what you choose to hold. And so it is.
Thank you.
Many blessings. You're ready.
Ready? Ready? Y'all ready? Here we go. Yes, there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, and we all are we. Now we walk with each other, perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, now it begins with me.
And our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. And wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a beautiful week, beloved.
See you Thursday. Coming Thursday.
Concert. Bye-bye.